Good morning. We call our agenda meeting to order on October the 18th. We've got the invocation today by Vice Chairman Wayne Aycock, Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Barbara Aycock. We'll have the approval of the minutes. Any adjustments to the agenda?
We don't have any adjustments today.
No adjustments. Well, that's great. Okay, and we'll let you pick up on special presentations.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Presentations of employee service pins is item number one. Number two is a motion to approve the First Responders Day in Wayne County 2022 as presented by EMS Director Dave Cutterback.
That may change to Alex West.
Okay. Three is a presentation of adopted local sales tax option resolution. Then we go to appointment committee.
Yes, sir.
We have an appointment committee. And then we move on to consent. And the consent, we have applications for elderly or disabled veterans exclusions, elderly or disabled exclusion, the disabled veterans exclusion, and the property tax exclusion.
Anybody need to see those, or they reviewed them online?
They've been verified by the tax office and feel comfortable with those. And item number four, we'll move on to budget amendments.
Excuse me.
Since we have Commissioner Williams joining us via WebEx,
Excuse me, I failed to announce that. We do have Commissioner Williams attending by WebEx. He will not be voting on any matters, but is certainly welcome to make any comments.
yes, and you need to ask the board to approve allowing him to attend.
We actually need to vote on that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do I have a motion that we allow Commissioner Williams to attend by WebEx?
So move.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Okay, the motion passes.
Okay. Back to budget amendments.
Okay, your first budget amendment is for the Board of Elections. They are requesting to reallocate $9,539.42 from their repairs and maintenance line item to program supplies. This is a result of the State Board of Elections requiring all county boards of elections to procure additional stock. It was related to some court orders regarding several pending lawsuits that weren't settled until after this year's budget took effect. Your next budget amendment is for the library. They are anticipating and appropriating $10,450. And this is for the Carolina Across 100, our state work grant. And these are all grant funds. You can see it is being used for part-time salaries and some travel.
I got a question. Back up to the ballot stuff.
Yes, sir.
Is that, it says blank ballot stock. Is that just in case they, have 100% turnout and some of them mess up their ballots, or do you know?
Let's see.
Is that right, Andrew? It's not right.
As I understood, they had to change, but we'll hear from, good morning.
I sent out a numbered memo to the board last week regarding this. There were two court orders that went into effect. One of them affected felon voting, previous convicted felons who are now eligible to vote, and also the assistance that can be provided to disabled voters. And my understanding is the decision on the disabled voter required them to actually go buy new envelopes for absentee voting. So they had to get rid of what they had and order all new envelopes. That was the directive from the State Board of Elections. In addition to that, I think because of the additional voters that may become eligible, they had to buy more ballot stock as well. So there are two parts of that.
That was the reason I asked the question, so you could explain that on camera so we
Right.
can get 14,000 questions. Thank you.
But the majority of it was because those absentee envelopes had to be completely replaced.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and then we have the library one. Any questions on that one? Okay, so I'll move on to the sheriff's office. They received controlled substance tax funds in the amount of $2,053.74. You have a budget amendment for the detention center. This budget amendment is to transfer some funds from our capital project fund. These were not budgeted originally, but we do have some lapsed funds in that capital project fund. Their dryers have gone out unexpectedly and are beyond repair. They did budget to replace their washers, but did not anticipate having to replace the dryers this soon. So they are requesting to use funds from the capital project fund to replace these as soon as possible.
Okay, any questions on that? All right.
All right, you have a budget amendment for the detention center. This is for the COSAP grant, Comprehensive Opioid Program. We received a total grant of a little over $900,000, but they allocated it over a period of 3 years. So this budget amendment anticipates this last year of $300,000, and you can see the various grant expenditure line items that it is being used for. Including housing, the evaluator, counseling services, and some other expenditures there. And this is separate from the opioid fund that we are receiving settlement proceeds for. You have a budget amendment for cooperative extension totaling $68,216.87. This is to anticipate their prevention grant for this fiscal year. And this was not received until after the original budget, which is why they are anticipating and appropriating it now. It's to implement an approved evidence-based prevention program. Okay, then you have a budget amendment for solid waste totaling $165,226.97. This is to roll forward some funds that were received last year from insurance proceeds, and then they've also received some additional reimbursements due to a roll-off truck that was totaled and will need to be replaced. And this is all within the solid waste fund, no general funds. And I think that's all I have for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, number 5 is a motion to approve the proposed 2023 Wayne County holiday schedule. That's on page 4142.
And those are our standard holidays, is that correct?
Those are, that we follow the state holiday schedule. That's where that.
Okay. Any questions? Okay.
Number 6 is a motion to approve a memorandum of understanding with the city of Goldsboro for record management system and computer-aided dispatch software.
Any explanation on that?
Well, it's the software that the sheriff's office utilizes, several agencies utilize it. But it's brand new software, and this is an agreement. They have certain parts of software that we don't purchase that the city wants, and so they bear the burden of that cost, and then they help pay part of the cost on some of the other software that we both utilize. And this is just an agreement. We've had this agreement before, and this is for, since it's all brand new, this is a new agreement, spelling out those terms.
Any questions? Okay.
Let's see here. Number 7 is a motion to approve reinstating the sheriff's office part-time administrative assistant to a full-time position and to reclassify the position to an office manager. You want to take that one?
I can't.
Yeah.
I'll let you interject too. The sheriff has a part-time administrative assistant position
that he needs to reinstate as full-time. His business manager, office manager is leaving, so his part-time person is moving into that full-time position, but they are going to need that additional assistance from that part-time position. So he's actually lowering the salary of the business manager to help pay for the cost of the part-time position going full-time. So it's not going to cost the county anything.
So it was full-time, change it to part-time, we're changing it from part-time back to full-time.
Yes, sir.
And it was really just changed a part-time position to accommodate the schedule of that employee that he wanted to keep on staff. And so she's now actually going back full-time. She was a regular part-time, so she already had health benefits and leave. So that's why it's going to be very minimal to no cost to the county.
Okay, any questions? Thank you.
Okay, moving on to number 8, we have a motion to adopt a resolution 2022-32, a resolution awarding service weapon and badge to Major Robert Thaxton. Number 9 is a motion to adopt resolution 2022-36, a resolution awarding service weapon and badge to Major Richard Lewis. Number 10, a motion to adopt resolution 2022-37, a resolution awarding service weapon and badge to Captain Ray Brogdon. Number 11, motion to adopt resolution 2022-38, a resolution awarding service weapon and badge to Lieutenant Doug Honeycutt. And number 12, a motion to adopt resolution 2022-40, a resolution awarding service weapon and badge to Lieutenant Jason Hill. Number 13 is a motion to adopt resolution 2022-41, a resolution authorizing Hell Artificer Incorporated permission to have pyrotechnic display at the Bridge Church in Goldsboro, North Carolina on October 31st, 2022, as recommended and approved by the Wayne County Inspections Department. And that is all that's on consent, sir.
Okay. Then we'll have county manager's report, board of commissioners' reports and comments. Closed session. Do we need a closed session this morning?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do I have a motion we go into closed session?
So move.
All right, we got a motion to go into closed session. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raise your right hand. Okay, we're now in closed session. Call our commissioner meeting to order for October the 18th. The first thing I'd like to do, though, is to indicate that Commissioner Williams is participating by WebEx, and I will need a motion to allow him to participate by WebEx without any vote, but can make comments.
So move.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion on the motion? Not all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Welcome, Commissioner Williams. The invocation today.
Welcome.
Okay, the invocation today is by Vice Chairman Wayne A. Cock with the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Barbara A. Cock.
Bow our heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you today. Thank you for all your many blessings. We ask that you be with us today, that we make the right decisions for the county of Wayne and for the citizens of Wayne County. We ask that you be with our state leaders and our national leaders, that they make the right decisions for the betterment of our state and our country. And we ask that you please be with the families that were involved in the tragedy in Raleigh this past week. Just be with them and give them comfort, and especially be with the families of the two police officers, the one that lost his life and the other one that was wounded. We ask that you be with them. We also ask that you be with all of our first responders, our men and women in uniform, and just be with them and keep them safe as they provide the safety for us. And we also just pray that, again, that we make the right decisions for the betterment of this county, and that just be with us as we make the decisions today. Amen.
Please stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of October the 4th.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion? Not all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. All right, adjustments to the agenda.
Yes, sir. Under consent, we'd like to add 3 items. Adding a number 14, a motion to approve changes to the terms of the Rural Readiness Site Grant. Number 15 is a motion to purchase property at 1508 and 1510 Dakota Avenue for $150,000 with the appropriate budget amendment. Number 16 is a motion to petition the city of Goldsboro to close the public right-of-ways of Dakota Avenue and a portion of 5th Street from Humphrey to Dakota. And that's all, sir.
Okay, is there any discussion on the addition of those 3 items to the consent agenda? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Also moved.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the agenda as modified. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Okay, the agenda is approved. And now, Mr. County Manager.
All right, under special presentations, employee service pins, item number 1.
We'll begin with the one-year pins. If you're here, please come up, and you can stand right up here, and we'll get a picture afterwards of everyone. So we'll begin with Christy Middleton, DSS. Kayla Whitley, DSS Income Maintenance. Emma Bossert, EMS. Crystal Davis, EMS. Melissa Williams, DSS. Katie Harrison, Maxwell Center. Samantha Brindle, 911. Alyssa Wachunas, PH Maternity Care. I hope I didn't mess that up too bad. Wasita Jones, PH Maternity Care. Jessica Hartley, EMS. Felicia Atkins, PH, Tuberculosis Project. Taylor Davis with the Sheriff's Office. And that's it for our 1 years. Next, we have our 5-year Penn recipients, Jonathan Dunn, Detention Center. Kadeem Anderson, Detention Center. Angela Wallace Wiggins, Public Health Child Services. Andrew Neal, Staff Attorney. And Billy King, DSS. And that's it for our 5-year. Now we'll move on to our 10-year Penns. All right, beginning with our 10-year Penns, Lori Hatch with the Sheriff's Office. Dorothy McCallop with the Library. Scott Dish with IT. And Daniel Martinez with the Sheriff's Office. All right, that is it for our 10-year Penn recipients. Now we'll move on to our 15-year Penn recipients. Beginning with Anitra Peacock with EMS. And Felicia Gray with Public Health Maternity Care. She's the coordinator. And those are our two 15-year Penn recipients. And finally, we have 20-year Penn recipients, beginning with Joseph Sutton with the Sheriff's Office, Joy Lee Coley with Public Health Maternity Care as a coordinator, and Brian Taylor, Fire Marshal. All right, if you'll just look up there, Joel's going to get a picture. And he's going to probably tell me he's good. Good. All right, thank you so much.
Number 2, that's a motion to approve the First Responders Day in Wayne County 2022, as presented by Alex Westbrook, our Operations Manager, Officer, excuse me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We appreciate the opportunity to be here this morning. And before I present this proclamation, I would ask all the first responders in the room to please stand and introduce yourself.
Kelly Carter, I'm a paramedic with Wayne County EMS.
My name's Rebecca Lewis. I'm a paramedic with Wayne County EMS.
I'm Jessica Hartley. I'm EMT with Wayne County EMS.
Angie Barnes, paramedic supervisor with Wayne County EMS.
Karen Rainier, EMT with Wayne County.
Josh Smith, paramedic with Wayne.
Ken Rowley, Chief of Dozen Fire Department.
Tommy Baker, Chief Marmac Fire Department.
Chase Bosser. I'm an EMT with Wayne County EMS.
Sharon McDaniel, paramedic with Wayne County.
Shannon Holt, paramedic with Wayne County.
Dawn Peacock, EMT, intermediate with Wayne County EMS.
Crystal Harden, paramedic, Wayne County EMS.
Michael Albertson, I'm the 911 database manager for 911.
Ron Taylor, Wayne County Fire Marshal.
Elizabeth Smith, paramedic with Wayne County.
Jonathan Edwards, paramedic, Wayne County EMS.
Crystal Davis, EMT at Wayne County EMS.
Wesley Carter, paramedic with Wayne County EMS.
James Price, EMT with Wayne County EMS.
Sean Clinty, Fire Chief Seymour Johnson.
Senior Master Sergeant William Everett, Deputy Fire Chief Seymour Johnson.
Dean Edwards, Major at Goldsboro Police Department. Chris Worth, Major, Wayne County Sheriff's Office.
Brian Tartt, Lieutenant, Wayne County Sheriff's Office.
William Cates, Captain, Wayne County Sheriff's Office.
Carl Reno, Assistant Supervisor, Wayne County EMS.
While this is, it looks like a large crowd in here, it's a small percentage of the first responders that represent Wayne County. First Responders Day in Wayne County 2022. Whereas Wayne County first responders are our family members, neighbors, friends, church members, and co-workers who are trained as law enforcement officers, firefighters, emergency medical technicians, and dispatchers to provide assistance in the time of our need. And whereas Wayne County first responders are the ones who show up in the face of danger and natural disasters because they are committed to serving others. And whereas Wayne County first responders have responded to, witnessed, and assisted in tragedies, heartbreaks, helplessness, and disbelief that went unrecognized. And whereas Wayne County first responders do not have the ability to change the course of an event, but their skills and compassion can help make any situation better. And whereas Wayne County First Responders Day recognizes the heroic men and women who make it their business to take immediate action when disaster strikes. Now, therefore, the Wayne County Board of Commissioners does hereby deem it an honor and a pleasure to proclaim October 28th, 2022 as National First Responders Day in Wayne County and pay special tribute to the family members of our Wayne County first responders for their untold sacrifices and the support they give daily to ensure the safety of our community. This, the 18th day of October, 2022.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve October 28, 2022 as First Responder Day in Wayne County.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion on the motion?
I'd like to say thank you to all of you. Job well done every time you go out on a call. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'd also like to thank all of our first responders for the job well done. In fact, we just got an email this past week from a lady that was complimenting our EMS staff. They had a call and she was very complimentary on the way that our personnel handled herself. And just thank y'all for that. And also, I need to point out, Commissioner Gurley and myself are first responders. We didn't stand up, but Commissioner Gurley was former fire chief at Belfast, and I was a retired fire chief at assistant fire chief at Nahana. And, so we feel y'all pain sometimes. I listen to you on my radio, and I feel for y'all sometimes. But I just ask all of you, we live in a crazy world now. Please be careful. Keep your back covered. And as far as the firefighters, EMS, law enforcement, we just, with the tragedy we just had in Raleigh and the one we had here in Wayne County a month or so ago, it's just don't let your guard down. Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments or discussion? Not? All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank y'all for your support.
Okay, at this time, we are going to have a presentation in regards to adopted local sales tax resolutions. I've asked our clerk to step up to the mic and give us some idea in regards to support for this resolutions.
And good morning.
Good morning.
Back in September, actually on the 22nd, I emailed all of the local municipalities and asked them to consider, and also sent to some of the other groups that were not municipalities, but their support would be important. In case anyone has question, it's a resolution in support of the 1/4 of 1 cent local option sales tax that will be on the ballot in November. And that is 1/4 of 1 penny. We received a letter back from the town of Pikeville that said the mayor and board of commissioners held their monthly meeting on Monday, October 10th. They considered the resolution, and it was a unanimous 5-0 vote in support of the local option sales tax. We also received a letter from Dr. David Lewis with the Wayne County Public Schools that the Wayne County Board of Education voted in favor to support the local sales tax option resolution as written by the Board of Commissioners. We also received a resolution back from Dr. Patricia Pfeiffer, make sure I say that correctly, that the trustees of Wayne Community College passed a resolution in support of the local option sales tax. The town of Fremont is anticipating passing it, but their meeting is not until tomorrow night. But I did want to mention that they have been very supportive in their email communication with me. And then finally, we received a resolution in support from the Wayne County Republican Party.
And with that, I'm going to ask comments from Commissioner Williams. Commissioner Williams, you still there?
I am here. Good morning, all. Yes, on behalf of the Democratic Party, they are right now putting together a resolution in support of the 1/4 cent sales tax. The board has all approved it. They're just waiting to finalize the paperwork for the resolution.
Well, good. So if that being the case, then both political parties here in Wayne County, both the Republican and Democratic parties, are in fact of support of the 1/4 cent local sales tax. And I actually would hope that we could rename that, rather than 1/4 of a cent sales tax, that we actually rename it a penny for $4 because it's a penny on $4 purchase. But it's good to see that the community is coming together in support of the referendum that will be on the ballot. And by the way, I want to point out, while we're here talking about this, that I looked at my ballot, and this particular resolution is going to be on the backside of your ballot. So you're going to have to turn your ballot over in order to vote for this particular proposition. So I encourage you to look and complete your entire ballot. Thank you so much, Madam Clerk, for giving us that information.
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yes.
Madam Clerk,
Yes, sir.
we did not hear back from any other municipalities?
Just the ones that I spoke of, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we now go into the appointment committee. Do we have any
Yes.
motion from the appointment committee?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have 3 nominees for Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, and these are coming to you as a motion.
Okay.
Andrew Reynolds, Renita Dawson, and Felisa Swan.
All right. We have a motion on the floor from the appointment committee. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Okay. Anything further?
That's it. Thank you, sir.
All right, we're now going to the consent agenda. We discussed all of these during our agenda meeting. Do I have a motion for approval of the consent agenda?
Motion to approve consent agenda, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to approve. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. And with that, we go to the county manager's report.
Yes, sir. You know, when I see employees here, I feel like I'm getting old because there's a young man that was in that group I coached in Little League Baseball. And I've got another one in the inspections office that I coached in Little League Baseball, so I must be getting old. But a few notes. I think the Firefighters Association meeting is going to be held October the 18th. I received notice of that at Little River Volunteer Fire Department. Remind you of the Leading Wayne Luncheon hosted by the Chamber of Commerce on 10/27, and of course, everybody have a nice Halloween, safe Halloween. That's all I have.
What time is the fireman's?
7. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, that's all you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Comments from Commissioner Barbara Aycock.
Yes, sir, thank you. I just want to remind everybody, early voting starts tomorrow at the Maxwell Center. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout for the voting. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
That's it? Commissioner?
Nothing for me.
Mr. Grove?
The quarter-cent sales tax, we spoke about that earlier. I got a phone call from a lady yesterday. We talked probably 15 minutes. And I was trying to explain some things to her, and after our discussion, I think she's possibly going to support it. And said she was going to talk to the people because she's got a lot of influence in her community. Yeah, but she came up with a good idea. With escalation of cost that we've got across the county, or across the state for that matter, she made a comment about the senior citizens on fixed incomes. You know, and I think about, my daddy's is one of those, he's 86 years old. And the amount of money that he gets is really not sufficient for him to live, because I keep track of his bank account and I see how it dwindles over the month. And I know sometimes if it wasn't for his children, that he might not get some things. And she made a comment of the same thing with her. She said if it hadn't been for her daughter being blessed to have a good job, that she would have to go lacking. Said she stood behind a man in the line at the grocery store the other day. He said he made a comment. He said he was talking. She said, I didn't know who he was talking to. She said, I got to listen to him. She said, when is it going to stop? He said, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, she made a suggestion. She said, if the people of Wayne County supports the quarter-cent sales tax, is there something that they could use, that commissioners could allocate a certain portion of that to try to help the senior citizens on fixed incomes? And I got to thinking about that. That's actually a good idea, because we will be looking out for our senior citizens that have looked out for us in years past. So I'll put that as something to think about if the quarter-cent sales tax passes. Also, that the early voting does start Thursday, 8 o'clock, the Maxwell Center, the library, Wayne County, and the train depot, I think is what it's called, in Mount Olive. So 8 to 6, I think it is. I think I'm right on that. I'll check it out, make sure before we get through.
Okay.
I'm done.
You done?
Well, till I tell you the right
Okay.
time frame.
Vice Chairman Aycock.
How about Commissioner Williams?
Commissioner Williams.
Yes, thank you, sir. I just want to concur with everyone. Make sure you go out and vote. Your vote is important. A lot of times we tend to think that our voices are not being heard, but that's not true. Get out there and vote. And don't forget about the quarter-cent sales tax. It's very important. It's going to help tremendously with some of the needs we have in the county. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the reminder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do need to clear up one mistake that I made. Ms. Barrett sitting back here, I give her the wrong dates on when we had the public comments, and I do apologize for that. But she had asked to come before the commissioners and speak, and I said you could do it at the public comment session, and I did not look at my calendar, and I apologize for that. And also, I've talked to several different people about this quarter-cent sales tax, and once you explain it to people, most of them understands. Because basically we're already paying it. When you go to Walmart or Harris Teeter or wherever, we're paying 6 3/4. Where's that quarter going to? How do you chop up a penny in 4 pieces? My understanding is that basically we're paying it anyhow. Our fearless leaders in Raleigh is keeping the money, and we don't get it, and we're basically paying it anyhow. As has been mentioned, elections are coming up, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm just about to the point that the commercials I'm listening to on television, I don't know whether I'm going to vote or not. Why in the world can't people that's running for public office tell us what they're going to do instead of spending there bashing their opponents and both parties? It has got absolutely ridiculous. Just tell us what your goals are, and move forward. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I do want to mention the fact that we did finally, after 5 years, have the groundbreaking at the Goldsboro Business Campus. That's been a long time in the making. There was a lot of snags that we've run across, but it seems like we've overcome them, and finally we're moving forward. I'm looking forward to the day of actually going out there and actually seeing the roads and the water and the sewer and all of the improvements there. This business campus is now available for sale. Contact our county manager, and he'll be glad to speak with you about acquiring one of the lots there, and we would welcome you into our new business campus. That said, is there anything further to come before the board?
Yes, sir, I got one. It's actually 8 to 7:30, Monday through Friday, 1 to 4 on Sunday, 9 to 3 on Saturday. And Joel is going to put it on the county's webpage as well. It's on the Board of Elections webpage.
And it's 2 Sundays?
It would be 2 Sundays, that would be correct, October the 23rd and October the 30th.
Good. So there's no reason for you not to vote, because we're certainly going to be open at 3 good locations around the county, and there's certainly times that are convenient for you to attend.
And at the Maxwell Center, the back, the curbside will be at the back of the Maxwell Center this year, and you will come in from the college side and flow through that way and flow back out on New Hope Road.
Okay, anything else? Hearing nothing, we adjourn.